Greetings, my name is Gershan Barnard. Yes, and tonight's video that I'll be making is going to talk about the biggest flaw in engineering, right? Now, just to give you some clarity how I arrived at this point, nah? If I had to do an MBA degree, nah, right? Obviously, if someone is asking me, so why are you doing engineering? I'm telling them I'm doing electrical engineering, but here's the thing, I'm not doing it to design little circuits and stuff. I mean, come now, that's clearly the wrong vehicle to be in. I'm not doing it to be able to do complicated mathematics or whatever. That's not. So they're like, oh, so why are you doing it? I'm like, hey, I'm doing it for philosophical reasons. Now, let me give you just a tidbit of what I mean, some insight into what I mean when I talk about philosophical reasons. Now, if you were to, let's say, for instance, study a MBA, you would probably do it because you want to become the manager or the CEO of a company, right? If I do it, I would do it for philosophical reasons. What are these philosophical reasons? Let me just give you a typical example. Now, let's say you have to do a case study on 5 different companies. Now, the stupid, or the ineffective, inefficient way of studying these 5 companies would be to study company A, come back, go in, study company B, come out, go back in, study company C, and stuff like that. Yeah. However, I am of a different opinion. What I would do is I would overlap all 5 of them. I would try to see what it is they all have in common, and then I would study that thing. And that thing would hopefully be me having to allocate limited resources to, let's say, various departments in a business. Okay, but now, how is this philosophical? It becomes philosophical when you take into consideration the fact that I don't know enough about marketing for me to be able to make a proper decision as to say I'm going to give marketing 45% of the budget. Do you understand what it is that I'm getting at? That means I don't know enough about, let's say, the finance department for me to say, hey, I'll give you guys 50% of the budget. However, I have to make such a decision as to say how much am I going to give them nonetheless, right? So essentially, what is my point? What am I trying to point out? The thing that I'm trying to point out is the following. You are in a situation where you have to make decisions which are vital in the sense you have to distribute very limited resources, bearing in mind the fact that you don't have enough information. Okay, what does this have to do with anything? That is the type of thinking that you are supposed to master. What is the type of thinking? Hey, how do I make tough decisions by not having all the information at my disposal? You will have information, just not all of it. Now, that is the type of thinking that you'll be mastering, let's say, if you are doing an MBA. That's what I mean by philosophical reasons. Now, let's look at engineering. How's engineering different? If I'm designing a circuit now, I need to know all the resistor values. That's exactly my point. I need to know exactly, hey, look, this is the op amp. What is the specifications of the op amp? Yeah. If I am using a MOSFET, metal oxide, field effect transistor, stuff like that, I need to know about it, and I would go to the specs as to say, oh, okay, that's the input voltage, that's the whatever. Okay, right, nice. If I am using a capacitor for a filter, I need to know, hey, look, that's a 220 microfarad capacitor. Why? Because I'm using it for this and this and that purpose. Let's say low pass filter, high pass filter, whatever, right? So you have to know these things, right? So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that's the biggest flaw in engineering. The biggest flaw is they are teaching you a type of thinking which involves synthesis as well as analysis. However, the flaw is that you are in a situation where for you to make a decision, you need all of the necessary information. The problem is the real world doesn't work like that. Because, typical example, if you look at a guy who is currently in grade 10, he didn't go to his high school because reason being going there will increase his chances of getting into university by 60%. Why? He just didn't have access to that information. So he went there purely because why? It's convenient, or because it's cheap, or for whatever reason. So that is what I mean. So yeah, obviously this is going to start a debate, so I'll stop the video here because yeah, depending on your intellectual capacity, your brain might have melted by now. So yeah. But anyways, think about what I'm saying, and if you would like to start a debate, please do so in the comment section. And yeah, I look forward to whatever inputs or different viewpoints people might have.